it's Molly from Barnes Sewing Center, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a blind hem on your brother or baby lock home sewing machine. I am demonstrating using the PS700 brother machine, but this technique will work with pretty much all brother or baby lock machines. So let's get started. First, I'm going to want to take out my blind hem foot. In your tray, this will be the R foot. I'll remove that, place that back into my accessory tray, and I can attach that to my machine. So I'll remove the foot that I currently have on the machine by pressing that lever in the very back. And now I can place my blind hem foot on. Once we have the foot on, it's time to sew our blind hem. But first, we have to fold the fabric correctly. So here I have a little sample of what your garment might look like. My right sides are flipped inside out. So there is the good side. So I have my garment flipped inside out here so that the wrong sides are out. I'm going to take the bottom of the hem, whether it's a pant leg or a shirt cuff, and I'm going to fold it up to where I would like to hem it. And I'm going to add at least a 1/4 inch seam allowance to the top for my stitch. Perfect. So that is how much I would like to hem. And now I'm going to fold this fabric under itself so that I can only see my wrong sides. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'll take my fabric and I'll fold it again, all the way around. But remember, I'm going to leave that little 1/4 inch or more out. That way my stitch has something to grab onto. So once my fabric is folded, if you folded it correctly, you should be going through 3 layers of fabric. So now it's time to convert my machine to a free arm sewing machine. So I can slide my accessory tray off. That way I can sew tubular objects with my machine. So now I'm going to select my stitch. For a blind hem stitch on my PS700 here, I'm going to do stitch 31. So I'll go into my utilities menu and I will select stitch 31. Make sure to reference your manual to see which blind hem stitch is for your machine. So once my stitch is selected, I'm going to place my fabric around my free arm here. And I'm going to line my foot up so that the very center wall, this very small little guide here, is going to line up with the fold of my fabric. So I'll line that up and lower my presser foot. So I have my stitch set at 31 and I have my presser foot so that the fold is resting right up against that center guide. Now I'm ready to sew it out. You'll want to work slowly, that way the machine doesn't veer from the guide and you make sure you grab that edge. Once you get to the end, you can go ahead and cut your stitch and raise your presser foot. I'm going to pull the stitch to the back and remove it from my machine. And now it's the moment of truth. You can go ahead and flip your project inside out. And there you have your blind hem. If you want, you can adjust these tick marks here. So you want those to be as small as you can get them. So on heavier fabrics, you may need to adjust them, or with very light fabrics, you may need to adjust them. You can do that by using these buttons here. It's a plus and a minus. If you increase, you're going to be moving the needle further to the right. It is in millimeters, so you can go 3 millimeters to the right, and you can also go 3 millimeters to the left as well. What that is going to do is push the bite of the stitch further into the fabric if you're going to the left, or further towards the edge of the fabric if you're going to the right. Once you turn your fabric inside out, you are all done, and you have a nice blind hem on your garment.